Hi, my name is Natalie Ledwell. I'm the founder of mymovies.com and the best-selling author of Never in Your Wildest Dreams. And today I'm going to talk about the movie and the book The Secret and how it changed my life and how it can change yours too. So The Secret was a documentary and a book that came out in 2006 that explained the concept of the law of attraction. Now, I remember when this movie first came out, it was back in 2006, a girlfriend had suggested that I buy the movie. I had to order it online. The DVD arrived and it was a Saturday afternoon and I'm with my husband at the time, Glenn, and we're sitting in our living room. We pop in this DVD, we start watching this movie and we're looking at each other going, this is the piece of information that we're missing. Now, we had 4 businesses that we were running concurrently at the same time. We were working our tails off, yet we weren't getting anywhere financially. We still seemed to be struggling. And I'd never heard of the concept of the law of attraction before. And I'd been a student of personal development from the age of 21. So I'm like, wow, where has this information been all this time? And so it was a game changer for us. So we started to apply all the principles of the law of attraction that we learned from that movie. And it wasn't long after that that a friend of ours came to us with this idea of setting up a website that had the instructions so that people could make these little movies, which we now call mind movies, which was like a visualization tool. It was like a vision board on steroids. Now, at the time, we had 4 businesses. With Glenn could hardly turn on a computer. I hadn't even heard of YouTube or any kind of social network. I didn't know anything about the internet. And we started from that point, applied everything that we know about law of attraction, and now we have this massively successful global movement and community. We've reached nearly 6 million people around the world, and all because of this little movie and the principles that we applied as a result of it. So The Secret has 12 main lessons that it covers in that movie. And I want to cover them with you today. So it could, even if you've seen The Secret or read the book, maybe some things here that you didn't pick up yourself. And these are all things that you can actually do yourself. So make sure you grab a pen and paper if you can, and to write these down. So the first thing that it taught us was actually the law of attraction. And like I said, I hadn't heard of this concept or this universal law before. Now, the law of attraction states that like attracts like. So how does that actually work out for us? So how does it work out in actual reality? So whatever is a vibrational match to the signal that we're sending out into the universe or out into the quantum field is then attracted back to us because it is a vibrational match to that. So how do we become a vibrational match to the things that we want? Okay, we do that through our emotions. Our emotions are the frequency that we send out into the universe. And so if you're visualizing what it is that you want and you're feeling what it's like to already be there and you're sending that frequency out into the quantum field, then whatever's a vibrational match to that then comes back to you. So through your visualizations, you want to feel that emotion. You want to make sure that your thoughts are in alignment with with the reality that you want to create. You want to make sure that your actions are in alignment. So when your thoughts, actions, and emotions are all in alignment with this amazing new reality, that's when you become a magnet for what it is that you want to attract. The second thing that I learned from The Secret was everything starts with your thinking. It was Mike Dooley, his famous quote from that movie is, "Thoughts become things." So what does that mean? Well, there's 2 ways that this plays out here. First of all, you need to know what it is that you want. It needs to become a thought in your mind. Now, that's when with mind movies, when people are creating a mind movie, this is one of the most powerful parts of creating a mind movie, is getting clear about what you want, thinking about what that is, and then being able to have that as a thought when it comes to your reality. The next part of the way that thoughts play into this is that we need to be thinking in alignment with our reality, like I was just saying before. So what I do is that when people are moving towards their goal, and they find that there's this negative programming coming up. The reason we start to notice all these negative thoughts is because we are challenging our belief system. When we're between the ages of 2 and 6 and predominantly in theta brainwave activity, We are little human sponges. And what happens is that we're absorbing all the information around us from the behavior that we notice, what we've been told, what we see, television, everything. And we're forming a belief as a 4-year-old or a 5-year-old, and we're storing it in our subconscious mind. Then those beliefs start to taint our perspective when it comes to our wealth, ability to create wealth, our self-image, our self-worth, everything. So when you start to challenge that by moving towards your goal and believing you can do it, these negative thoughts come to the surface. So I recommend that you write them down, get them out of your head, put them onto paper, acknowledge that they exist. Then you can choose to think different thoughts. What is the opposite of these negative thoughts? What are these thoughts that are going to be in your highest good and get you to the goal and the reality that you want? And then also think about, like, how does a wealthy person think? How does a person in a loving relationship think? How does a person with optimal health think? What are the thoughts that they have? And then choose to think those thoughts. Visualize yourself already operating from these new thought paradigms, and see the different outcomes and results that you get by thinking these thoughts. And that actually gets to change everything. Now remember, your current circumstances are a result of your past thoughts, and your future circumstances will be determined by your present thoughts. So really be careful about what it is that you think. So number 3, the third thing I've learned from The Secret, is what you focus on, you attract. Now, this means that it doesn't mean that if you have a negative thought or if you think of something that could possibly go wrong, that that's what's going to happen. It's only what you consistently focus on. So when you go to bed at night, think about what you need to do to move towards your goal. When you wake up in the next morning, make sure that you think about what it is that I need to do to work towards my goal. And I know I've shared this before, but my little process in the morning is that as I'm waking up, my eyes are still closed. When I'm still in theta brainwave activity, so I'm in that sponge mode, this is when you're more connected to the infinite intelligence. So that's when I ask the question. So it's not just my conscious mind that's trying to think up of solutions to my challenges and what to do next, but I'm tapping into infinite intelligence to get insight, to get inspiration, so that I know what to do next. So keep focusing on your goals every single day, and take one step forward as much as you can to make sure that you're in alignment with this new reality. Now, number 4, what I learned from The Secret is that don't, not, and no don't count. So the challenge with this is that, when we're thinking about what we want and maybe we write it out in affirmations, which I highly recommend, because they are a really positive way for us to articulate what we want to create in our future. The words that we use are super important. So when you use the words "don't," like I don't want to be in pain anymore, or not, I am not going to put up with this anymore, or I have no pain, I have no debt. When you use words like this, what normally precedes those words is what you don't want: pain, regret, debt, struggle. These are the things that we don't want to focus on, because remember, each word we use conjures up a picture in our mind. So refrain from using don't, not, and no in your affirmations. And also when you do that, think about, when you're writing your affirmations, don't go, I wish for this, or I want for this, or I will get this. Because what that does, it keeps you in a process of on your way and not actually there. So it's, when you say, I am wealthy, I am healthy, I am in a loving relationship. These are the types of words that you want to use. And you can even feel the difference in the energy when I say these things, and how that actually completely changes our outcomes. So number 5, what I learned from The Secret was that we need to pay attention to our feelings or our emotions. So as I mentioned before, that frequency that we send out into the universe comes from our emotions. So when you are in a situation where you are in debt and you are in pain and you are lonely and all these things are happening in your reality right now, you cannot get yourself out of that situation if you stay in those emotions. In that lower vibrational emotions, we don't see any solutions. We don't feel any kind of optimism for the future. And we think that this is going to be our situation. And when we stay in those low emotions, we're just attracting more of the same. Because regardless of whether we're sending out positive emotions or negative emotions, whatever is a vibrational match to what we send out will be attracted back to us. Okay, so it's important that we get into our higher level emotions before we even think about what our goal or intentions are going to be. Now, the easiest way for you to do that is to get into a state of gratitude. A state of gratitude for what you already have. It could be your health, it could be your family, it could be the fact that you have a roof over your head. It might not be the roof that you want, but at least you have something. You know, there's so much, the weather has been so crazy lately. You know, I've been reading about homeless people that are, nearly freezing to death because of the weather. They don't even have a place to stay. So if you're finding it difficult to get into a place of gratitude, just watch the news. And just think about how grateful you are that you're not in the situation a lot of people are. Now, when you're in that higher level vibration of gratitude, that's when you want to focus on where you want to go next and what your goals and intentions are going to be. So number 6, the thing that I learned from The Secret is to ask, believe, receive. Ask, believe, receive. So first of all, ask. Ask for what it is that you want, but be clear about what you want. You know, when you say that, I want to be happy, awesome. But then also drop into what's even deeper than that. Ask for what it is that you want. Focus on an area of your life and be clear about what it is that you want to achieve in that particular area. So ask for it first. Now, the second part of that is to believe that it will happen for you. When you surround your future goals and your future reality that you're creating with an energy of belief and expectation, what you're doing is basically telling yourself and the universe, well, it's done. That box, I may as well tick it off because it's actually happening and it's going to show up in its own divine timing. So what you're doing is you're relieving any kind of desperation or any kind of, negative emotion or frustration because you know it's going to happen exactly when it's supposed to. So believe it's going to happen. First ask, then believe. Then the third part of that equation is to receive. Now, when we say receive, it means be open to receiving and be aware of all the things that the universe is throwing your way to make sure that you actually create that reality. Be aware of the people around you and the conversations that you're having. Listen to what's going on around you. Be aware of all the opportunities that are coming up for you and be open to receiving what the universe has to give you to fulfill what it is that you've asked for. Now, it may not show up the way that you think. Actually, often it doesn't, but that's okay. Just be open to receiving because the universe has your back and will always act in your highest good. So number 7 lesson that I learned from The Secret is to don't worry about the how. You don't need to know how it's going to happen. Now, I never set myself audacious goals because I could never figure out how it was going to happen. But when I watched The Secret, that was one of my biggest takeaways. It's like, oh, I don't need to know how. I just need to know what it is that I want. I need to set my strong intention. I need to visualize and see what this is like and already do the rehearsal in my mind before I get there. Feel what it's like to already be there. Take the action towards that. Be open to receiving, and the how will show up. So what I mean by don't worry about the how is when you start out, maybe you want to have a successful business doing something that you feel passionate about, but you don't know what that is. It's okay. It's okay that you don't know what that is yet. Because as you start to set your intention and move towards this and start to fill in the blanks in your mind about what that's going to look like, something will show up for you that's going to match that because you are now the magnet for that abundance to come in or for that career to come in. So you don't need to know what the how is in the beginning, but you do need to start taking action in some direction because then the how will show up and then you'll know what to do. And you'll know which is the right how for you because when it becomes to you as an opportunity or as an idea, it will excite the pants off you and you can't wait to get stuck into it. Okay? So number 8, what I learned from The Secret was to visualize and create your day in advance. Now, I love this, and I actually already touched on this a little bit earlier in this video, my little process in the morning. I always think about it before I go to bed the night before, then ask the question the next morning. and I'm already creating my day. And it's amazing how there will be different ideas that come to me in that morning process. And I'm like, oh, I didn't think of that. That's a great way to do it, and because I trust it and I've been doing it on a regular basis, I'm always open to some amazing inspiration that comes through. Okay, so number 9, what I learned from The Secret is to be grateful. Because gratitude is one of those highest of vibrational emotions. And when I'm grateful, what happens, because I'm resonating at a higher frequency more consistently, that frequency is also the frequency of abundance. So I'm a match and a magnet to abundance in whatever form it shows up. And it's the easiest way to get from a lower vibrational emotion to something higher. And there's always something to be grateful for. So, be in a state of gratitude, have a practice of gratitude. Write 5 things in your gratitude journal every day. Drop into, like when I walk Bella in the mornings, I will do my gratefuls as I'm out around the marina and taking her for a walk. So be in that state of gratitude as often as you can and share what you're grateful for with the people around you, and to really help to create an environment of gratitude around you. Okay, so number 10, the lesson that I learned from The Secret is don't resist. Like I mentioned before, when we ask for something, it may not show up the way that we think it will. So don't resist something because it doesn't look the way that you wanted it to. Because what you want is based on your experience and your environment and your programs and everything leading up into that moment. But the infinite intelligence of the universe may know something a little bit better than you do, or may a little bit more than you do, and be able to provide something that way exceeds your expectations. So don't resist what shows up for you, just because it doesn't look like the way you think it's going to. Okay, so number 11 is what I learned from The Secret is don't compete. Now, when we compete, whether it's for jobs or for business or for anything, what we're actually doing is saying to the universe and to everybody else that's looking at our actions is that we are in a limited environment. When you compete, you are acting from a scarcity mindset. Now, when you do that, it is in complete competition. It's a complete misalignment with the fact that you actually know that the universe is abundant. Now, if you know the universe is abundant and you, in your mind, you go, look, I can understand that, but your actions are that you're competing, that you're sending out mixed signals into the universe. So you want to make sure that not just your thoughts, but your actions are in alignment with abundance, which means you don't compete, that you look for ways to collaborate, and that you're actually genuinely happy for people who create success. Okay, now number 12 is what I learned from The Secret, is that to do what you love and follow your bliss. Now, yes, and yes, when you're looking at creating the career or the business or the love and the things that you want in your life, obviously you want to be doing something that you love doing. But you also want to make sure that it's something that you can do. Just because you have a passion doesn't mean you have to be making money out of it. You want to make sure that you do something that you love, but it's also something where you are actually able to serve, that you actually have a client base, and there are people that are also looking for that kind of thing as well. So yes, we want to follow our heart, but we want to make sure that our head is in alignment as well. And that's what will set you up for success. So my name is Natalie Ledwell, and I hope that you've enjoyed this video on the power of The Secret. Now remember, comment below and please share your perspective on this topic or anything that I've said in this particular video. And don't forget to subscribe to the Mind Movies YouTube channel for more videos on personal growth and the law of attraction. So thank you for watching. Bye for now.